What's going on, golf addicts? We're working kinks out of that. How we doing?
Yeah.
Valero Texas Open DraftKings preview. We are pumped. We got a lot to cover tonight. It's going to be a great show. I'm riding high, Pat. I'm riding high. You know what I mean?
Yes, you are. You should be.
Really pumped. TJ is on fire right now. Back-to-back 50-1 weeks. This isn't the betting show, but we got to talk about it. Sam Burns and Cam Young, both in the finals and on your boys' betting card. Now we're both up many units on the betting card.
Yes, fantastic.
I had some Cam Young and Sam Burns lineup combos too in DraftKings. I ended up on both of them. I had them together in one lineup, and I had them in separate other lineups that still cashed but didn't do as great. So, hate to see the match play go. It was a ton of fun. I'm really, I'm hopeful that the outcry was so great that I think Jay Monahan's going to hear the cries, and I think the TV people are going to hear the cries, and the match play is going to be back. That's what I hope.
Yeah,
It's the last opportunity for someone in this field not already exempted to the Masters to earn their ticket, punch their ticket to Augusta next week, and come see me and you in Augusta at the Masters. The only way you get in the Masters if you're not in is to win the Valero Texas Open this week. That's it. And I'm excited about it, Pat. We're going to get into every single range on DraftKings, talk about where we think the chalk is going to fall, who we think maybe a cash play could be in a 50-50 or double up, talk through some tournament plays, talk through some guys we're not going to play, and maybe some just general strategy and theory. I want to announce the Family Sweat Bet. Even though this is the DFS show, the Family Sweat Bet presented to you by our friends at Leaderboard is going to be Rickie Fowler. The people voted a big bet today.
Okay, I like that.
I don't know if you saw it, but the people voted a large bet, and it's Rickie Fowler to win at 18-1, which is about double the odds that we've been doing. The Leaderboard has been very friendly. They've been very forgiving. They've said, listen, if you guys hit a bet at 8-1 or 9-1, we will pay out the cash to a selected winner as long as they've downloaded the Leaderboard app, iOS only, US only, sorry. But as long as they've downloaded the Leaderboard app, iOS for now, Android coming, okay? They got to download the app, links in the description of the podcast or the YouTube video, and they got to use referral code TJ when they do. And somebody, if this bet hits, if the Family Sweat bet hits, is going to get a nice payout from Leaderboard. But then these crazy goons in the Nut Hut today voted. I mean, I think I gave them a couple of 10-1 options, a 9-1 option, and an 8.5-1 option. And they chose the 18-1 Rickie Fowler outright victory. So they're going to get paid by Leaderboard. If somebody's going to get paid if you've downloaded the app and use referral code TJ.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you know what? I like Rickie Fowler a lot this week. I like him. I almost called him Rickie Flowers.
You did almost call him Dick Flower. You almost called him that. Hey, shout out to In Lennon 94, won the Listener League contest last week at Corrales, punching a ticket into the Listener League finale and a chance to come spend a weekend in Augusta or Savannah with me and Pat, playing some golf, having some drinks, having some food, and having a dang good time. Congrats to you, In Lennon 94.
Wait, though, there were two contests.
Oh, there were? I only looked at the Corrales one.
Yeah, let me give somebody else a shout out since you failed to do so.
I only played in the Corrales one. I must have missed the other.
Yeah, let me. You talk.
While you're looking at that, also shout out to W Stanton 15, won our match play bracket challenge. And by the way, I said we'd pay $100 to somebody who did that. So if you are W Stanton 15, email info@tourjunkies.com. Let us know, or slide in the DMs on Nut Hut or something like that. Who won?
Well, this is interesting, DB, because I feel like we have a rule here.
Uh-oh.
And the winner does not have a TJ logo. As a matter of fact, DB.
Is there DraftKings avatar?
No, it's actually someone else.
What do you mean someone else?
It's another podcast. I mean, I didn't want to say that because I knew you might have a heart attack, and I feel like you need to sit down for a second.
Are we being invaded? Is this who's committing such podultery?
Chargers 0616. I'm disappointed.
I don't know who that is in the Nut Hut. You're only supposed to be able to get that contest link if you're in the Nut Hut. But if that person is in the Nut Hut, then I want the Nut Hut to shame this person.
Yes, because
To
they do not have a TJ avatar at all.
who finished second? Do they have a TJ avatar?
Second is our buddy, J.E. Sayer. Jesayre. Like
Oh, John. Yeah.
likes to put a
Oh,
lot of props in there.
he's the props master,
Yeah.
huh?
He got
Ooh,
second.
we may have to have a ruling on that. Okay, interesting. We'll convene on that in the Nut Hut in the Discord. By the way, join the Discord if you've not already. It's good stuff. We've had a great time. The ownership projections are in there, where we aggregate ownership projections from 3 to 5 websites a week. That then we go and do all the homework and we aggregate them for you and tell you even the standard deviation for each player. We talk through that ownership, helping you make good leveraged decisions in DFS. Masters Week next week, Pat. It's huge. It's going to be huge. We've got to. Well, I'm excited. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. I can't do it. I don't have the Donald Trump impression.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But we're gonna have a good time. Judge Lisa Ann is coming back. We're doing
She's
another.
back.
We're going to drop that as a solo video on YouTube, so you're not going to want to miss that.
Do you think I can win 2 in a row? Win 2 cases in a row?
Yeah.
Does that put me up for the Supreme Court, Judge? I don't know.
No.
Well, I need to have more than 2 wins.
Yeah, you gotta have more. You gotta have a long-standing record of winning over Lisa Ann. Last trial you cheated because you threw in your birthday thing, and it ain't going to be your birthday when we record this week. Okay. So be on the lookout for the Lisa Ann Junkies Court video. That's dropping. I'm going to drop the Master Sleepers video pretty early. That's coming out. We're recording our shows on Sunday. So actually Sunday, you'll have a chance, not sure the times yet, but to be a part of at least one live Master show. The other one will drop on Monday. We've got a ton of giveaways going on right now. Let's talk about this one first, and then Am I
going to have to stand up at your house when we record, by the way?
I thought about that. I wonder if we should both stand up here. But maybe people put that in the comments. Should we both stand up? Pat's not used to standing up. I've been on the standing desk now for weeks. I've not sat down for a single
There could be a little too movement. I could just be like, moving around the whole time, driving you crazy. I don't know. There could be too much movement. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. We'll figure that out. By the way, last chance. This is it. The Augusta merch giveaway. 3 ways to win. If you win, this is what's going to happen. There's going to be 3 winners. And if you are a winner, we are going to contact you. We're going to get your sizes. We're going to get your wish list from the pro shop. And we are going to be your personal shoppers. We're going to spend our own money and buy you merch. And then we're going to ship it directly to your door, and you're going to love us forever. One way to enter to win is leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and write a review. Write a review. We're reading them, people. And in the review, you got to leave us a way to get back to you. Your Twitter handle, your Instagram handle, your email, something. That person's going to win $500 in merch. Then subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's all you have to do. Just subscribe. That's it. Just hit subscribe. And one of our subscribers is going to win $300 in merch. And then subscribe to the 2 weekly emails and get 2 of the just most awesome pieces of email content dropped in your inbox every single week. The heavy petting email on Tuesdays, the chalk bomb email on Wednesdays, both adding great value to your DFS and betting decisions. And those are free as well. Link is in the description of the podcast or video. All you got to do is subscribe, and one person's going to win $200. Okay. If you've already done all 3, you're already entered. Congratulations. We're going to make that announcement on Thursday morning. So be on the lookout for that. Okay. Another huge contest we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. But all right, let's get to the 9K range, Pat, shall we?
Let's do it.
9K range, 10K range, or 9K and above, shall I say. Tyrrell Hatton, 10-9. Hideki Matsuyama, 10-5. Rickie Fowler, 10-2. Connors, 10-1. Then we got Montgomery, Siwoo, Davis Riley, Chris Kirk, Matt Kuchar, and Ryan Fox. The field is busted. It's busted. It's homely.
It ain't great.
But we're here. We're here. I mean, and I'm shocked that I keep checking my phone. Like I'm shocked that Hatton a little shocked that Hatton's still in this, but really shocked Hideki is.
We say this every year, though. I feel like there's
he
always
withdrew last year. He withdrew last year.
He did, but there's always a few, not just with Hideki, but there's always a few that we think are going to withdraw, and they don't end up doing that. Hideki, though, is one of them. Like I feel like he's got to be up there.
No withdrawals so far. So yeah, I mean, okay, yeah.
Maybe Hatton's trying something different though, because he has not played the week before the Masters, at least not at Valero. I don't know where else he would have played.
Yeah.
And then he hasn't really had the greatest of records at Augusta National the last 5 or 6 years. So maybe he's trying something new.
That makes sense. I hadn't thought about that actually. I mean, he's got the hand thing, which I thought was going to lead to a withdrawal before the first match even started on Wednesday last week. He hurt his hand on the range. He was, pouting about and grumpy, but he played. Now he went 0-3. Hatton to me is kind of the fade. Just I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Hideki, maybe it's Hideki actually. Like I'd rather if Hatton tees it up, at least I feel like it must be fine enough and he's that good. Like he's maybe I think I'd rather have if I got to play one of the possibly injured golfers. I think I'd actually rather play Hatton.
I think I would too, but I'm probably just going to fade both of them and not even worry about it and deal with it because I'm going to have a whole lot of Rickie Fowler. He's the family sweat bet, so we're taking him at 18-1. I think I've seen 20-1. I know we're not just in the betting show, but just putting that out there. But I love Rickie this week. He's got just so much to play for, and I know that can put a lot of pressure on the guy. But I think this is a good spot for Rickie. So I'm just gonna go all in on Rickie this week.
AK in the chat says sign me up for Rickie Chalk Week for the fam. And I mean I'm kind of there. Like I just want to be unashamed to rock Rickie this week. And I'm not going to be shamed out of it. I'm not going to be ridiculed. I'm not going to be I'm not going to be ostracized by other touts that are going to say,
yeah,
don't be a dumb fish and play Rickie and
look at you fish.
Look at you. Look, if you don't do it, man, it's crazy. It's not worth it. The price is this, and you're there. It's Rickie, and like I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna. This is gonna be for fun this week. I'm gonna play it for fun. I will say, like, even though I love the opportunity here of Valero, more so from a betting standpoint, like I'm way more excited to bet this tournament than I am to play DFS in this tournament. But
I am too. I agree.
DFS standpoint, like I've already entered all the contests I'm going to enter this week. I'm already done. And it's a little bit lighter than what I normally do, saving the bankroll for the Masters because I'm going to blow that out. But so if that's what we're doing, then I'm going to have fun with it. Like I'm unashamedly taking Rickie and I want him to win so bad. I know that like I'm going to be pulling for him. So what a story it would be, to earn his way back to Augusta. Lock up his card for forever, like do all the thing, check all the boxes here at the Valero. If freaking Corey Connors can do it as a Monday qualifier, then Rickie Fowler, the way he's playing right now, can do it.
Absolutely. I agree. I'm totally in with you there. I think it's just play him and have fun this week and we'll see what happens. But obviously I think the guy can win just the way he's playing, the way this field is.
Yeah.
So I'm all in too.
I see some chatter in here, people asking about who has to qualify to get into the Masters. So there are, by our count here, let's see. These are the names playing that are not. Oh, shit. Nope. My bad. That's wrong. I don't have the list in front of me. I thought I did. I don't. Anyway, you can look at the Masters invite list. It's pretty easy if you go to the Masters website. I don't have it all in front of me right here, but yeah, if you're not in, you have to win this week to get in. Somebody asked about Matt Wallace. Matt Wallace, as far as I know, did not qualify with his win last week. It did not move him into the top 50 in the world golf ranking. And that win, being an alternate field event, does not get him into the field. Correct. Yeah, that's still correct. He's not. I'm pulling up the Masters site right now. And as of 3:27 today, he is not in the field. And it looks like our Masters field's only going to be about 88 to 90 players too, again, which I freaking hate. I wish they would stop that.
Yeah, and back to Rickie too. Here's the thing. I mean, don't be fooled by the fact that, he's on a lot of books in the Masters. The odds are they've got a lot of odds for Rickie, but he's not in. I mean, he is 59th in the world after last week, so he did not make it into the top 50. He's got to win this week. So it is what it is. That's why it's Rickie week.
while I've got it pulled up, I'll just run through. These are the players right now in the field that are also playing the Masters: Cameron Champ, Corey Connors, Ryan Fox, Terrell Hatton. Nope. Siwoo Kim, Chris
Good
Kirk.
Lord, how did Cameron Champ get in there?
Dude, I don't know. Chris Kirk is in there. Hideki, obviously. Francesco Molinari, Alex Noren. And that is Sepp Straka. Stallings isn't in the field. No, Stallings isn't in the field. Sepp Straka. And that's it. Those are the guys playing this week, also playing in the Masters.
Stallings is in the Masters.
Yes, but he's not playing this week.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. John's right. Cam had a top 10 last year at the Masters.
Oh, wow.
That gets
good
you
for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does
totally
get you in.
All right,
Yeah.
let's talk about this range, though. I think what's going to happen is my sense is that a lot of ownership is going to float to some course horse guys. Kuchar, Kirk. I actually think Siwoo might pick up some ownership. All three of those guys are in really good price range, like low nine, in the nines. And then I actually think it might be Rickie as the chalk up top. I think Hatton and Hideki might get a little bump down just with the slight fears or whatever. But I think people are going to go to Fowler. And again, I've said I'm playing him regardless. I don't give a rip. So if he's 40%, fine. I'll put him in 80% of my lineups, and I'll just give you all my money this week. I don't care. I'm playing it for fun this week. Playing Fowler for fun. So anyway, I think that's where the chalk's going to be. I think Kuchar's actually going to be. I don't know. Like, the more I think about it, are people going to pay $9,200 for Kuchar? But they are going to see his record here. They're going to see, some good finishes of late. So I think Kuchar, Kirk, Siwoo might be the chalk. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think Kuchar surprised me a little bit. He plays well, or he played well at the match play, I guess, getting into the past the group stage. Other than that, he has not been that great. So if you're going with Kuchar, you're really kind of going off a little bit off a match play, and then which he's good at in general anyway. And then you're maybe just going off the history. So if he's chalk, I would probably fade that for sure.
Oh, I am not playing. I'm not playing a chalky Matt Kuchar.
Hell no. I'd much rather play a Ryan Fox right below him.
Yeah.
I'm okay with playing a little bit of a chalky Chris Kirk. I'm okay with that.
I don't hate it. I think the only chalk I'm for sure going to play, though, is Fowler.
Yeah.
I think that's it. All right, let me ask you this. Taylor Montgomery, Pat. Man, I think there's a Taylor Montgomery conundrum here, okay? Because he was the hot thing. He was the hot smoking thing until Waste Management. And since Waste Management, it's been off. A lot of the problems off the tee probably maybe not has been as strong or as consistent off the tee, which is set up to an already kind of poor iron game that he's shown early in his PGA Tour career to be even more bad. Around the green play also kind of dropped. Putting remains. But what are we going to do? What are people going to do with Taylor Montgomery? He went 2-1 last week. I looked at strokes gained. He gained on approach. He lost big time off the tee at Austin, but he gained on approach, which is interesting. He beat Jordan Spieth and Shane Lowry. He beat both of them 2-1. And I looked at his scorecard. He was 4 under against both of them through 17 holes. He lost to Mackenzie Hughes, which
this is a whole nother. I feel like we could do a study about Mackenzie Hughes last week. It could become.
Could we? I think I would want to just end it. I don't want to do that.
I'm just saying I cannot believe Mackenzie Hughes.
Even as weird as the match play is, like I saw JJ Spawn, like whatever, Andrew Putnam, okay. Mackenzie Hughes, god dang it. He was +1 through 14 holes with Mackenzie Hughes, got beat 6-4.
Which +1 on that course is terrible.
the off the tee thing is what scares me bad here because
Yeah.
TBC San Antonio, the fairways are kind of average in width. The rough is almost nothing. The rough's not bad, but it's like we had a caddy tell us last year, you can be 10 yards missing the fairway into the rough, but you can't be 20. And if you're 20, you're really in trouble. So like you can't really miss it big. And so that kind of worries me with Taylor a little bit. But I think it's a conundrum because I could see Wednesday night in the chat. We're talking on the live Nut Hut chat every Wednesday night with our Discord, starting at about 8:45 p.m. Eastern. We had a great chat last week, by the way. I know you had to miss it, a family thing, but we had a great time at the end. We had some fun. I could just see us getting to that point, and Taylor Montgomery is sitting there, and he's low owned, and he's one of the low. I think he might be one of the lower owned plays in this range.
I think he probably will be the lowest owned.
And
I just,
that's where the conundrum comes in.
I mean, but how comfortable do you feel playing him, regardless of what his ownership is?
I wouldn't feel comfortable, but I mean, you can't feel 100% comfortable if you want to win a tournament.
Well, I agree with that, but I just I don't. His play lately, man, has been. Now he is making cuts. He's at least doing that, but that's not gonna be what you need at 9,900 at all. I don't know. What are his odds, by the way?
I don't know. I think that's going to be a hard. I got to figure out the answer to that question before Wednesday comes around because I'm going to have a hard time with it. My favorite plays in here, Rickie Fowler, obviously. Actually, this is crazy. I'm usually not a big fan, but I'm kind of digging Corey Connors this week. I'm actually kind of digging it. So I'm interested in Corey Connors. Obviously, Siwoo Kim, of course. Kirk and Ryan Fox. I mean, I love me some Ryan Fox. I do. I just do. I've already bet him. He's already made the betting card. I'm in on Ryan Fox. Another player other than so like Kuchar, I think I'll dip on if he's chalky. I think I might dip on a chalky Davis Riley too, and that's a scary one. Like because I think Davis is clicking again, and that's really trouble for the rest of this field. But I don't know that we've seen enough. I don't think we have enough of a tremendous sample size on Davis Riley to play a chalky 9,500 Davis Riley. So I'll be on the lookout looking at that ownership as well up here.
Yeah, I agree. I do like Davis Riley, though. He was one I wrote down. My three favorites up here were Rickie Fowler at 10-2, just going to eat the chalk there, Riley, and then Ryan Fox at 9,000. But I do like Chris Kirk. Montgomery, it's funny you talked about him, was one that I wrote down, but it was just like with a huge question mark. Like, I don't know what to do. And I think I could see me in our chat on a Wednesday night getting talked into him. Somebody's going to come in there and just give me some
Jack
crazy.
says feed me Montgomery and GPPs.
Just gonna. Well, yeah.
Jack's wanting it. I mean, listen, it's enticing. It is really enticing. I mean, I'm telling you, if he comes in and he's like 7 or 8%, and he's the one that everybody's skipping over here, it's going to be enticing. Obviously, in a field like this, we're going to feel like we're overpaying for almost everybody. So that's going to happen.
What do you think his ownership were? Like, what do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be like that 9% spot. I think that's my guess. I think if he cracks double digits, I think he barely cracks double digits. There's too many guys in here that are at a cheaper price that I think will gather some of that ownership. I could be wrong. People love Taylor Montgomery. He's been a DFS darling for most of this new season. And that is warranted. He's been fantastic until the last like 4 events. And he's starting to fall off, but still the DFS darling affection, the heart beats strong, It just keeps on beating. It's hard to get it to stop. It doesn't just stop after 4 rough, kind of suspect situations. He's the I mean, the DFS people love him. They love him.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the AK range. I got a question in the 8K range. If you're watching on YouTube, give me your fade in the 8K range and above, regardless of ownership. So we're just talking about Taylor Montgomery, but so forget ownership. Just give me one guy you're like, absolutely not touching it. 8K and above. Drop that in the YouTube comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe, obviously, as well. I talked about another massive contest. Well, we've got a massive contest that would involve you and a friend coming to Augusta next week. That's right. Coming to Augusta next week. We've had a last minute situation happen. We have 2 Wednesday experiences in Augusta next week to give to a listener and a friend for free. I won't get into too much of the details, but you need to go and look in the podcast feed. I dropped a 5-minute podcast on Monday morning, this Monday, explaining what you had to do. Okay, it's easy to do. It's free to enter. Explain what you have to do to get to it. That's all you got to do. And you could be getting a call on Thursday morning, because on Thursday morning we're gonna pick a winner, and we're
What a
gonna let you know.
glorious call that would be.
Yeah, we're gonna let you know what's up, and you're gonna have to figure the heck out how to get here, where to stay. We will help you. We will definitely help you. We have contacts here. We can help you figure some of that out. But your Wednesday experience at Augusta will be free of charge. You just have to get here, figure out where to stay. Somebody in Twitter was like, something was like, I'm too broke or whatever. I was like, dude, start driving whenever you have to drive, and then sleep in your car. Okay, it's a Wednesday at Augusta.
It would be worth it. Believe me.
If you've never been, like, you just drive and sleep in your car, or you just figure it out, or you know what I mean, like. Or you go.
I mean, there's probably some campgrounds around Augusta.
Campground, yeah.
There's some woods and things. Okay, there's stuff. If you can't get a hotel's probably going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be tough. But you know what you can do? You can drive to Augusta, and then you can drive 90 miles outside of Augusta and find a hotel.
Not even 90. You just drive an hour. Drive an hour outside of Augusta, you find a hotel. That's all you got to do. It's that easy. But anyway, the details in that are in that podcast. It is a 5 or 6 minute podcast on our podcast feed on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen. It is not on the YouTube channel. So go listen to it and act quickly, because we are calling you on Thursday morning if you win. We are also going to be calling the winner of the merch giveaway that I showed earlier. Also going to be letting those 3 people know they've won on Thursday morning. We're going to need your sizes and your wish list ASAP. Okay. Yeah. 8K range. Let's get to it. This is a good range, Pat.
I like this range.
Yeah, I do too. Starts from your first-time defending champion, JJ Spawn, who did his thing at the match play last week. You got Noren, Griffin, Seabez, Wallace, Matt
Wallace, my love.
Matthew Wallace won.
My love.
Pat, guess what?
Is it you, my love, Matt Wallace?
Is that was that a real song, or did you just make that?
No, I started out like a real song, kind of like a what's his name? Anyway, go ahead.
Like Marvin Gaye or something? Barry White or Barry
Um,
Manilow? You're a Barry Manilow
Smokey.
guy. Are you a Barry Manilow guy?
Not really.
Oof, that sounds like you are.
I was a Smokey.
Huh.
Smokey song.
Pat, I did the season long fantasy draft in the Nut Hut with those people, those crazy people.
Oh, yeah, Matt. Wow,
that draft? It took like 10 days to do.
Yeah, there were a lot of crappy picks in that draft.
My last pick in the draft, Matt Wallace.
Yes,
he is the first person on my team to have won a golf tournament since we drafted right before, I think, the Sony.
Did you do that for me?
I think I did it for us. And when I say us, I mean me and Matt. I'm not talking about you. He is my second highest dollar earner right now to Rickie Fowler. I have Patrick Cantlay on that team. I have Seamus Power, Aaron Wise, of course. But yeah, Matt Wallace. How about him? Anyway, 8K range, what do we think? I think that in cash, I kind of had a hard time narrowing it down in cash, but if I'm playing a 50-50 or double up, I'm actually going to play either Matt Wallace or I'm gonna play Ben Griffin. But I think I like Matt Wallace more. Like, he's just clicking. And I could kind of see Matt Wallace continuing the hot run and saying, bloody, bloody, bump it.
Yeah,
I'll
screw
win
you,
this
Rickie
week.
Fowler fans.
I'll win this week and piss all over you, Rickie Fowler. Piss all in your Cheerios, you Rickie Fowler Cheerios. And I'll be at Augusta. And I'll go win Augusta after that. Yeah, I can see him doing that.
Yeah.
And then his French caddy's like, oh, oui, monsieur. Whatever that is. I could see it going down. I really could. I think he's riding hot right now. I think he's confident. I don't think you have to have all this experience at Valero. It doesn't strike me as one of those kind of courses. We also see a ton of first time like PGA Tour winners win here. Not necessarily now Matt's not, but I think I could see it getting done. So 50-50 or double up, I'm in. I do think between him and JJ Spawn and Ben Griffin, those are the three names in here that I think will be chalky. And I could be wrong mainly about I think I have the possibility to be most wrong about JJ Spawn. I think Ben Griffin and Matt Wallace, who are both my cash plays, are also going to be popular. But JJ Spawn, I can't put my finger on. I feel like people get excited about JJ Spawn. Like, I feel like people on Twitter were so excited that JJ Spawn was running through his group like shit through a goose. And I was like, why are we excited about JJ Spawn playing? I don't understand. He does nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. Probably a great guy.
I was about to say he's probably a good dude. I'm exactly like you. I don't get that excited about JJ Spawn.
Now, he's got a great name. Can we be honest?
And he does.
He's got a great golfer name. Like, if I said, hey, dude, I'm like, we had Cougar Collins at Punta Cana last week. Great golfer name. Horrible look to be named Cougar Collins. I feel like JJ Spawn is a hell of a golf name. If I told you, man, dude, there's this kid at my home club, man. He's like 11. He is beating kids left and right. He's gonna be a stud, dude. He's winning all these tournaments. He's going to the Junior Worlds and all that stuff. The kid's name's JJ Spawn, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll remember that name. JJ Spawn sounds like the name. And then
I feel like if you played a lot of video games and you like golf video games, you might name your player JJ Spawn. And not even know that he was a PGA Tour player. Like, you just came up with JJ Spawn, and that's who it was.
Yeah. Did you know that I had a rant on video games this morning in the First Look show? Did you bring that up on purpose?
No, not at all. I did not.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
I won't get into it, but in First Look, that's family time. That's what we like to call it. That's my family time. I have family time privately with the Nut Hut. I guess 3 times a week. You have it 1 time a week, but the first time, it was always Monday morning. And in family time, I was vulnerable and I got into a little bit of a rant, and it was centered around video games. So it's funny that you say that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's like the thing we got because we're family, even though I'm not invited into the family, that family time.
Well, you're like the really hardworking dad. You have 2 jobs and you're out there.
Yeah. 2 jobs, working both jobs.
I'm like the cool mom that just, stays at home and does cool,
So here's the thing with this 8K range, because I love this 8K range, and I think there's a few in here that I like. But Ben Griffin is one that I think if I'm going cash, I do agree with you there. I do like Matt Wallace. I think just for the reasons you said, he can just keep this hot streak going.
I can't believe it. You've come around on Matt. Like, you having to tweet your love affair to him for a week at the Players, and now him winning. You may not realize it, but you've come around. You're there.
Well, I mean, you don't know how bad he hurt me, DB. I mean, you do know he hurt me really bad. He really did. He hurt me bad. Okay. I mean, I went all in on him.
Completely ignored your Twitter efforts. Absolutely, completely ignored.
I don't care. It's unrequited love.
Requited, okay. I think. Pretty sure
Whatever.
It's requited. I think you're acquitted or it's unrequited. Both
whatever. I don't care. It's still, you know what I'm trying to say.
Unrequited.
But Matt Wallace, I mean, he hurt me bad. I mean, was this last year? I mean, I went all in on him, and he finishes like dead last. And now look at him. I kept the faith. Well, I didn't really keep the faith is all. Actually, I totally left him out to dry, and then I came back to him.
So now you're back. That's what you're saying? You're officially back?
Now I'm back. Here's another guy, though, that played well last week also and has been playing well this year. Nikolai Højgaard at 8,000. I like a lot at GPPs, DB. he has played 8 tournaments this year in 2023. He's made all 8 cuts. Now, that's not all on the PGA Tour. That's also in the European Tour and whatever else, not live. But I like him, man. I think he's got some game. And, he finished, where did he finish last week? Like second, third? Second. Solo second, by the
he
way.
should have won. He could have.
He could have won. So 8,000, Nikolai Højgaard, I like a lot. I think he can kind of sneak up on some folks here. Probably going to get a little bit lower ownership on him. So I like him. There you
go. Can I give you a guy? Where is my thing here? Okay, here it is. So I've already mentioned Ben Griffin, Matt Wallace. I think I might bounce on Griffin if he's as popular as I think he is. I think it's like his 5th event in a row. I feel like he's just got to be tired at some point.
You mean for GPPs, not cash?
Yes, for tournaments. But can I give you a guy I don't think a lot of people are going to play? I don't think they are. Maybe they will. He's the last time we saw him, other than last week at the match play, and I don't know what his ownership was at the match play, but it probably wasn't very high. Before that, we saw him at the Players. He was 2%. Arnold Palmer, 2%. Genesis, 8%. Waste Management, 11%. Okay. But that was when he was in better form. He's missed 3 out of his last 4 cuts. And it's Alex Noren.
Oh.
But I am feeling something. I'm feeling something, Pat, about Alex Noren right now. First,
I feel like that's about the only thing that can happen for you to want to play Alex Noren. You're getting a little tingle somewhere.
Yeah, something is going on.
For some reason.
Yeah. So he went 0-2-1 at the match play. Whatever. I mean, it's the match play, okay? In the strokes gained, though, he lost a lot of strokes off the tee, which has been his problem in the last 4 weeks that he's four events where he's really missed the cut. He's lost a lot of strokes off the tee. But he finally gained some strokes on approach, which is good. He gained actually a healthy amount on approach in those 3 rounds. And I don't know, it's similar to the Taylor Montgomery argument. Like, I am worried a little bit about the possible very errant foul ball. Obviously, I'm not having to pay as much for Taylor Montgomery I am not having to pay as much for Alex Noren. But like, if you look at it from a good drives gained on Fantasy National, it's not too shabby. It's kind of hit or miss, but a really good short game, world-class player. Just feels like a guy that, might just jump out and surprise some people eventually. I just feel it, and I kind of want to be on the front of it. I want to be on the front of it. 4th place at Houston back in September. As we know, I love to talk about what state we're playing in. Chalk Bomb Ben loves it when I do that. So, 4th in Houston for sure translates to, it's got to translate to something in San Antonio. The Byron Nelson, also in Texas, they tell me. He's played here 3 times at the Byron. 12th last year, 21st the year before that, 35th the year before that. Some of that may be because if you look at Fantasy National, he loves windy conditions. And while the sustained winds projected for the week aren't going to be, they're going to be like the 10 to 15 mile an hour range, typical Texas, but the gusts are going to be up there, 20s, maybe even 30s at some point. And I think he's, he excels on difficult courses, Bermuda putting surfaces, great short game. So I just think Alex Noren may be a nice, sneaky tournament play that gives you some real upside. And I don't think a lot of people are going to play him at all, given, 2% his last 2 events and then whatever he was at the match play, which I'm sure was not much at all.
I don't mind it. I mean, I think you're right too. I think the ownership's going to be low, right there with Griffin below him, JJ Spawn up above him. I think you're right. He could have
catfishing JJ.
Yeah,
it's catfishing everybody with your name. Damn JJ.
Did you mention Noren's putting on Bermuda is pretty good too?
Yeah. I mean, his putting everywhere is pretty good, but Bermuda is it's not bad at all. The guy for me that I am avoiding here, it's a for sure fade, is Davis Thompson. I hate to do it to the dog, and Davis is a friend of the show. Future bump and run challenge coming up between you and him potentially. We got to set that up.
See what he can do.
He's at 8,100. But I mean, WGC, he lost strokes everywhere except for off the tee, which is his MO right now. He's gaining strokes off the tee. A lot of it has to do with his distance. He's a bomber. He has no record here, obviously. His irons are absolutely a dumpster fire. Like, they are really, really, really bad. Like, more than 5 strokes lost on approach like a couple of his last few events. Like, it's really, really bad. So $8,100 Davis Thompson, until that gets straightened out, I want nothing to do with that at 8,100. So I'm out.
I mean, maybe it's because he was kind of like, I mean, I don't know if he was talking shit to me, but like, I'm top 100 in the world, kind of just snapping back at me. And I'm like, I'm just trying to do an interview with him, talking about his bump and run skills. I don't know. Just because you're top 100 in the world doesn't mean you have top 100 in the world bump and run skills. Okay. He was a
Yeah.
little bit of, and I get it, he's a bulldog, but he was a little bit cocky with that. And so maybe that's just what's happening to him right now. He's having some growing pains,
Certain questions, though, Patrick, do seem to elicit certain smartassery responses. When you said, "Do you think you're top 100 in the world in the bump and run?" One would likely deduce that if he were top 100 player in the world in the golf,
Yeah. Yeah.
he could probably be top 100 in bump
Yeah,
and run.
but I mean, he could have been a little more gracious about it.
It could have been. Look, Mike, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Omaha Mike Golf Better. These guys deserve a boost sponsorship. Thank you. We've been trying to get that done for years. For years. By the way, what are you drinking, Pat? I'm drinking a little. I got a little ranch water again, tequila, some anejo, and Topo Chico.
Man, I am boring tonight. Just a light beer. Just a little light beer.
Is that rosé? What is that? It looks very pink.
No, it's not pink.
Pat, can I tell you an idea that I had about if one day if you were ever full time?
What's that?
And maybe just by saying this, putting this out there, some big time TJ fan with a lot of money who wants to invest in TJ will reach out and say, DB, sold on that idea. Okay, here's money. Let's make it happen. Pat, first of all, we'd have to have enough money for you to be full time so you could pay yourself. Okay. Second of all, we'd have to have enough money to make this happen. If you were full time, I've thought to myself a lot, what the hell would Pat do if he were full time? What would you do? I've had that thought, but I think I figured it out. We would buy an old van and we would paint it. Maybe we'd have to hand paint it, depending on how much money the investor gave us. We'd have to hand paint it. And we would trick that van out, and you would travel across the country facing different golfers, caddies, listeners, local club legends.
Oh, I'd love it.
And nothing but bump and run challenges. Maybe we get into the clinic game and you go to clubs around the nation. Kids can sign up the Youth of America to learn how to do the age-old skill, the lost art of the bump and run, taught by Sir Patrick H. Perry himself, of Augusta, Georgia. And you would go around teaching young children, molding young minds, and then whooping ass of anyone who thinks they could take you down to the bump and run. We'd have to have enough money to pay a couple of guys to follow you around with cameras and do all that. And you would just tour the country doing that. I think it would be incredible content. I mean, for a year, maybe. I mean, or at times we wouldn't be doing no. It would be in seasons. We would do seasons. So you would, like maybe season 1 we do like the Southeast because we need to stay close.
And then like when I go in there to that community, I could do the lessons and do whatever, and then I could show people how to really do these things. And then we could do stuff too, where like I get to like go into the clubhouses, and I get to have the drink of choice in there.
Yeah.
We could do that too, and like see like what's up in the clubhouse.
Yeah,
maybe they got a good hot dog or something.
Yeah, do some food and beverage, food and bevy reviews, or something like that. I think that would totally crush it. So, if anybody wants to invest, throw that our way. Okay, 7K range. Let's get to the 7K range. Before we do, I'm really excited to show this video because we got friends at. Well, it's a quick video. Here we go. All Our friends at Front Nine Coffee, good jitters for the early birdies. New brand, new look, new vibes, new direction. We are pumped about it. They have been friends of the show for quite some time now, and we really appreciate their support over the years. Front9coffee.com. That's front, the number 9coffee.com. Promo code TJ10 gets you some coffee. The new version of the coffee is shipping out starting next week. So, order some coffee, then they'll freshly roast it for you. So it's not already roasted and getting all stale and stuff. They're going to roast it when you order. Good things take time. Then they're going to ship it to your front door, and you're going to pick it up and you're going to love it. And you're going to be like, dang, this is good coffee. I'm supporting the Tour Junkies, and I'm supporting a local company in Augusta, Georgia that loves coffee, loves golf, and wants to take care of you guys. So promo code TJ10 gets you 10% off your entire order at Front Nine Coffee. Their new brand, their new look looks amazing. I know they're proud of it. More to come on that. And thank you to Front Nine Coffee for doing their thing. Not enough of you have ordered coffee. We need more. It's good coffee. Order my blend, order Pat's blend. Get it. Okay. If you got a Keurig at home, that's fine. You just buy a $4 disposable Keurig or a reusable Keurig cup. That's what I use. It's $4. You use it every day. And plus you get to pour more coffee in it to make stronger, better, more effective coffee. Because the Keurig K-Cups, it's like chip bags. They only fill like half of the thing with coffee. You get nothing. All right. 7K range. We ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's start with chalk. No, let's start with cash. I'm on a guy, Pat, and you know what? I came onto him late. Today, and had I been paying a little more attention, I think I would have put him on the betting card. But was Brennan Todd doing anything for you?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
It doesn't happen very often for me.
Wait, you already put out your betting card?
I already put out my betting card. Glad to know.
I would have had Brendan Todd on there, so I'm putting him on mine. So go ahead, there we go.
Well, double endorsement because I like the boxes Brendan Todd's checking. I would play him in cash. I think I would also play. Well, you guys aren't going to be shocked by this, but and I like him in tournaments too, and he may go a little low owned. I don't think he's going to be I don't think there's going to be a lot of chalk in here anyway. I had a hard time trying to figure out who the chalk was going to be, which probably means there won't be a lot, but I think he's a tournament option too. But Byung-Hun An, I'm still playing.
Yeah.
People make fun of you. I think people make fun of me for Byung-Hun An too, but the dude's like making cuts. The irons are awesome. The short game has always been good. The irons have always been good. But, dude, he's gained strokes putting in 4 of his last 4 events. Byung-Hun An never did that. Let me see if I can scroll back to when he had his PGA Tour card back in the day and see if I can find 4 straight events where he gained strokes putting. There's 3. There's a couple of times where he had 3 in a row. And no, he has never in his entire PGA Tour career, 177 log starts between PGA and Korn Ferry Tour. I don't see any other 4-week stretch where he gained strokes putting, and now he is. And I'm just telling you, when he gains strokes putting and he has a average to peak iron week, people are in trouble with Byung-Hun An. He's not been able to put 4 together, but he can. So I'm buying Byung-Hun An in cash, in tournaments. I'm doing it.
Yeah, I love been on this week. I'm with you there too. So I don't need to go any further on that one. Why does Robbie Shelton just keep?
God dang! Oh, God!
Robbie Shelton's become like I don't know what he is.
I love him.
He is such a great ball striker. I mean, you look at this field; he's top 15 in approach, top 30 in ball striking, top 30 around the green. Par 5 scoring, by the way, we haven't talked about. I do think that's something you need to look at this week. Robbie Shelton checks all those boxes, 7,500, right in the middle of the 7K range. And he's just kind of like he doesn't do anything spectacular as far as his finishes. I mean, he's missed his last 2 cuts at the Valspar and the Players, both very difficult courses. This is, decently difficult course, but not like those two.
Yeah.
But then you look at the Honda at T21, T39 at the Arnold Palmer.
I just feel like he's so close. I feel like he's close, man. I do. I'm with you. It looks like we got to easy too. He's team never. He says you got me thinking of leaving team never Benny on. Easy.
Okay.
Emmett,
right.
come on out here, buddy. Come on, get in these Binion waters, okay?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you about a player.
Okay.
Because this is one that I keep kind of coming back to, and I don't know if I want to play him. I don't. We can't have all the answers, DB, tonight on Monday nights. All right? We don't.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't have the answers. I'm sorry. But what are we doing with Sam Ryder at 7,800? We saw him almost win early in the year. Misses the cut at the Honor Palmer, T44 at the Players, but then top 20 at the Valspar. Is Sam Ryder like, what do you think? Because he's not going to check a ton of boxes for you. He'll check a few.
Yeah. I don't hate it, but he's probably not going to make the cut. There's honestly there's a handful of guys in here that I really like in the 7K range. So I just don't think I could do it. If you're talking to me on Wednesday night and you're like, man, I really like Sam Ryder. He's popping in my models and da 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 da. Should I play him? I'd be like, okay, well, I don't hate him enough to tell you no, but he very likely is not going to be in my player pool just because.
See, I don't think he's going to pop in
French.
if he's in your model, I don't know what you're running.
Maybe
other
a
than
long-term, very heavy long-term iron play model. I don't know.
Yeah,
The last 4 weeks have been, sketchy. But, long-term, his baseline, he's a good iron player. But, yeah, I get that.
But see, then here's what's going to happen on the other end of that. You're going to try to go to a guy that's going to pop in your every single model out there. Alex Smalley at 7,600. And Alex Smalley is going to end up disappointing you.
See, I don't have Smalley written down. And I kind of looked at him this morning, but I don't have him written down.
I think he's going to pop, though, for folks. You look at approach, you look at ball striking.
Yeah.
He's going to pop.
Who do you think? So, like chalk, I think Todd, or not Todd. I don't think people get jazzed up enough about Todd.
They don't. He's
every box.
He's boring. Yeah.
Which he is. I get it. People seem to like Aaron Rye, and I think Aaron Rye's definitely popping a little bit. So I think it could be Aaron Rye, maybe Akshay, because people love Akshay a lot, and maybe down low EVR. But ultimately, like looking at this 7K range, I just feel like it's kind of spread out in terms of the guys in here. I don't think there's any like super mispriced, wildly value guys. I think there's just a bunch of dudes in here. And people are going to have their dudes. Like, I love Ben Martin at 7,100 a lot.
Yeah.
I will play Ben Martin. I will play David Lingmerth a heck of a lot at 7,100. I will play Kramer Hickok again at 7,100, despite missing the cut 3 times here. I think Hickok he's peacocking. Hickok is peacocking right now.
Are you going to play Tyler Duncan?
No, because I cannot.
Why are you so against Tyler Duncan?
Because he's a schmuck.
7,200, T3 at Corrales, third place at the Honda Classic.
Look at myself in the mirror if I had to say, oh, yeah, you woke up and Tyler Duncan is starred on your PGA Tour app. The only time he's ever starred is when I accidentally click it because that app jumps around like it's got Tourette's every time I'm scrolling.
It really does. I can't tell you how many windows get opened because of
unbelievable. I like this lower, like outside of Todd, like Todd, Shelton. I like B Woo a little bit, Brandon Wu, and Byung Hun An. Like I really like some value in this lower sevens. We're about to do the 6K draft, and I don't love the 6K, but I like this low sevens. Like I said, the Hickocks, the Lingmerths, the Martins I just mentioned. I like those boys a lot.
Yeah, there's some good ones in this range. I'm with you there, but Nick Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hardy, a lot of people in the Nut Hut today talking about Hardy maybe finding something at Corrales, and he may have. I could see Hardy playing okay. I don't love him here from a win, or top. I don't. This is not the place I would pick for him to finish like top 10. But is he going to make a cut? Probably. But I'm not super excited about him.
Do you know who I saw last week?
Who?
Lanto Griffin. Do you know he came to
Played well.
Savannah? He came to Savannah and played in the Savannah Golf Championship and the Corn Ferry Tour for no reason
Dude,
whatsoever.
if you think I already me, the biggest Lonto Griffin fan on the show, didn't already know that he had a top 10 finish at the Corn Ferry
I
Tour last
yeah, it
last week?
just was. I was talking about it with somebody, and I was like, "What's he doing here? Like, he doesn't even need to play here." But he
He's
did.
rehabbing, he's coming back from an injury, he's still trying to get it all dialed in. He
Yeah.
doesn't wanna
Well, he
waste starts
played
on the PGA Tour with his medical exemption stuff, so he's playing Corn Ferry Tour.
and he played well, no, because he's also played,
Well, I know he's played on the PGA Tour, but he's got limited starts, so he's picking and choosing, and then on weeks where he feels good, he's like, "Well, let me go dial it in at the
yeah,
Corn Ferry Tour."
yeah, I guess you're right. I thought I had seen him more recently on the PGA Tour, but, I was just surprised in an off-field event like Corrales, where you have a weaker field, that he chose Savannah and the Corn Ferry as opposed to going up to the tour on an off-field event. That was surprising to me.
Yeah.
When he would have easily gotten in. But either way, he played well, had a ton of birdies. So who knows? He's not going to have any ownership whatsoever because nobody's seen him recently, unless they're paying attention to the Corn Ferry last week, which they probably weren't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to the 6K draft. Before we do that, we have an exciting announcement, another exciting announcement, and here it is. We have partnered with Underdog Fantasy, and I am pumped about it, y'all. I am
yes,
very pumped about it. Listen, if you are into the pick'em games, if you're into best ball, okay, if you played best ball NFL, which a lot of you probably did on Underdog, then we're excited. Okay, if you love going to a pick'em game where the odds that they give you and the payouts they give you don't change in really weird ways or at the last minute, or the value sucks. If you don't like that, Underdog's a great spot for you, because I frankly have been sick of that at other places. Okay. But Underdog, not doing it. And we get to take advantage of the best ball abilities of Underdog, and I'm excited about it. They've got their new Albatross tournament that is popping off, and Underdog is also investing in golf, and that was something that was important to us. And even so, they've already demonstrated it today. Today is day one of the Tour Junkies Underdog relationship, and today they've already met one of our big asks, and that was, hey, can you get pick'em lines up on Monday and not Tuesday? And guess what they did? They've already done that. It's already there. I'll show them to you in a second. But before we do that, I want to show you this. We got to get in this for the majors. It starts with the Masters, the Albatross. It is a best ball for the majors. You're going to draft players, and it's just like best ball in the football. Once the draft is over, that's it. You sit back and let the cards fall where they may. You don't have to start a lineup. You don't have to pick a roster. You don't have to do all that stuff. You just let it fall where it goes, baby. They've got the $10 Albatross, the $250 longest drive, and the warm-up $3, all best ball tournaments. They've got $500,000 in guaranteed prizes for the Albatross. You can pick between a 30-second clock or a 4-hour clock if you want to do a long draft. 150 max entries. Like I said, it starts with the Masters. First place gets $100,000, and it's going to be the Masters, obviously. Then if you advance, you're going to get to the PGA Championship. Then keep advancing the U.S. Open, and then the Championship is at the Open. You've got your scoring details here. This best ball thing is cool. We gotta get people in this Albatross and fill it. You can also create your own. We're gonna start doing some of those things. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna record those. I'm trying to get some guys together tomorrow to record one with me in the Nut Hut and show you how that works. We can do some drafts on our own. But the pick'em here, look at the pick'em, PGA pick'em, baby. The picks are up on Monday. This did not happen on Underdog or anywhere else before this.
I
So
love
now
it.
we can pick higher or lower. Okay, we could do this and we could do that. And now we can do, you can see
We
your
can
multipliers, and
get some colors.
they don't change. The multipliers don't
We
change.
just
You don't get great odds for 1 minute and then crap odds the next. Look, I can do this and they don't change. Okay. I can ensure that way that, even if I miss one, I'm still going to have I'm still going to, get my money back. This is a fantastic site. We love Underdog. A lot of you guys have probably already heard of it. You might already be involved in it. But listen, they're available a lot of places. Here's the map. You are eligible to play the best ball drafts in all these states that are here in the yellow, and you can also play pick 'em in most of those states as well. So you see the gray there where you can't do pick 'em, and I know that sucks, but hopefully
Yeah,
that's
that's
some of that.
boo.
Anyway, really excited about it. There is a link in the description of the video and the podcast. If you've not signed up, you're welcome to sign up with that link and get a $100 deposit match up to, or 100% deposit match up to $100, and use promo code Junkies. But if you just click the link, it's already in there. So we are pumped about Underdog. There's going to be a lot of Underdog content coming from us in the Nut Hut. And we ask that you guys support them because they're supporting us and they're supporting the golf PGA, pick 'em and best ball folks to begin with. Really excited they're getting the lines out early. So
Yeah, absolutely love Underdog. Appreciate them. It is a fantastic product. So excited to get started. And right before the Masters, too. You got a lot of good contests. So, yep.
Emmett says we're going to discuss best ball strategy, draft strategy in the Nut Hut. Absolutely love that. Emmett's a big Underdog guy, has been for a while, so love it. All right, let's get to the 6K draft and button this bad boy up, Pat.
Okay.
All right, you start. Go.
Oh, gosh. Why are you making me start?
I'll start. All right, I'll start. Ready? I am taking Mark Hubbard. I'm going to take Hubs. I know he's healthy.
Okay.
I feel like he should have done I feel like Corrales, he should have done a little bit better. I was happy to see the 35th at the Players, but I was expecting a little more at Corrales, but I think that's more of a bomb and gouge spot. This is a little bit less of a bomb and gouge spot. The proximity numbers on Hubbard are quite nice in the key wedge ranges, so I'll take Hubs at 69.
All right. I'll go at 69 also. I'll go Lucas Glover, mainly off of history here. He's top 20 3 straight years. T14 in 2019, 4th in 21.
Okay.
You got to remember we had the COVID year in between there and T18 last year. I'm just going to go off of form or history there. Lucas Glover, 6,900.
Why do I have a thing for? I just have a thing. I have a thing for Andrew Novak for some reason. I think his irons kind of get me going a little bit. Do you know that, or do you have any feelings?
I don't have any feelings.
Why is it that I do this to myself? But it's just long-term irons are fantastic. He's putting a little bit better lately. 27th at the Valspar, 29th at the Honda, 12th at the Sony. So I'll go Andrew Novak.
Okay. How about this, TB? This is sneaky. If I told you this guy in his last 3 starts had finished 29th, T15, and T16, would you think he'd be a decent play down here?
Yes, I would.
And he's won this golf tournament before.
Oh, God. Kevin Chappell.
Chappie. With a T16 last week. Finished, by the way, top 20.
It's not bad.
Did he finish top 20 last year, too, here? Yeah, T18 last year. This is a Kevin Chappell coming back from an injury. T18 last year, and he's won this golf tournament before. And he's played well recently.
I don't hate that. Well, since we're doing the Rickie Fowler heart pick thing, I got to go with another heart pick. At 69, Hunch, our boy Smoth Daddy, Austin Smotherman, did make the cut here last year. Didn't do so great with it, but coming off of a 35th place finish at the Players, a 36th at the Valspar where he fought hard. He's a Texas, played golf at SMU, Texas boy, right? As we like to say. I actually think he's from California, but you get it. He lives in Texas now. Got the nappy factor going with the new baby. Love that for Smoth Daddy. So I'm just going to believe those wedges are clicking, and we're going to roll with Smoth Daddy.
Okay. I had a feeling you were going to go that direction. I'll throw in a guy that I never can get right. He's always kind of hit or miss. He's won on the PGA Tour before. Definitely has Texas connections. Dylan Fratelli at 6,800.
Yeah, I looked at Fratelli. All right.
He's played well here too.
Very nice. Very nice. There you go. There you have it. The DraftKings show for the Valero Texas Open. Man, Masters is coming, and the Masters content is coming as well. It's going to be hot. It's going to be good. We're excited about it. But, we got a chance to rack up a little bit more bankroll here for Valero. Thanks for watching. May your screens be green. See ya.